If they got rid of horns from cars, I think mobile phone use would collapse because there wouldn't be any way to tell people to wake up when they're using their phone.
Hello everyone, quick little video for you this week from the London Borough of Waltham Forest because the other day we popped along to Lea Bridge Road, specifically junction with Orient Way outside Lea Bridge Road Overground Station. So it's just been rebuilt to introduce some cycle tracks, protected cycle tracks all of the way around, and a dedicated phase of the traffic lights so that people cycling through here are protected not just in space but in time. So not competing with turning vehicles. It's the first junction of this kind in the UK. It's a pretty standard common format for a crossroads in the Netherlands, but Waltham Forest have got there first for doing this sort of thing in the UK. There are one or two other boroughs looking at doing this, but they haven't quite got there yet. I'm not going to attempt to explain how it works because hopefully just from watching us ride through it, it should all be pretty straightforward. But also because Mark from BicycleDutch a few years ago did a fantastic video explaining just how neat this solution is, how logical it all works. So I'll put a link in the description to Mark's video so you can go and find out more about the sort of principles behind this. Now, I've actually got a video of the before situation that I recorded a couple of years ago on a very bumpy setup before I had a nice image stabilised GoPro. So you can see how the junction looked before and how actually quite often people have these concerns that when you're adding cycle tracks you're maybe taking away green space. In this case you can actually see that some space has been given back to the park here. There is now more green space than there was before because this junction has really been rationalised, made much more appropriate for the urban space that it's in. You can see before it used to have multiple turning lanes, slip lanes, separately controlled turns. Really wasn't an appropriate layout for somewhere right outside a metro station in an urban area. So not only do we have now the proper protected space for cycling, not the kind of rubbish shared pavement situation that there was here before, but it's now also a much slower, calmer, more appropriate junction for a urban location like this. So it's also much better for pedestrians, where previously there were staggered crossings. You had to cross separately multiple different slip roads, turning lanes and separate carriageways. Now it's a straight across, signal controlled crossing for pedestrians, much quicker to get across. So it's all a much more civilised space than it was before. That's kind of it really to say about this junction. It's not absolutely perfect. We'll see how it looks in 10 years' time, perhaps when it's weathered and settled in and tree roots have had a go at the cycle tracks. But really it would be churlish to nitpick any details on it. It's really the best example we've got of protected cycling infrastructure on a busy urban junction anywhere. And it should be a template to replicate across the country, learn from, improve as we go along. Only other thing really to say, Len, so I will play out with starting to put this in context, because this junction doesn't just sit in isolation. This is part of a huge project that has been going on in Waltham Forest that I've been wanting to do videos on for quite a long time now, because I think what's happened in Waltham Forest has been one of the most important things in transport policy in the UK in many years. It provides a huge amount for us to learn from, which is that the borough is really undergoing a complete transformation. So it's not just this junction in isolation. We'll ride a little way down Lea Bridge Road and then turn back, show you the other side in a moment. So you've got these cycle tracks all of the way along the main road. Main roads throughout the borough are being transformed in this way. The space is coming from narrowing some of the traffic lanes so that traffic goes slower. We don't have these vast lanes that people can speed down, or it's coming from car parking. And there's all sorts of other stuff going on. So you'll see some of the side roads have been transformed so that it's more difficult to run through the residential neighbourhoods. And perhaps in future videos we'll see more of the measures that have been taken in terms of filtering out these side streets. And it's something that I've been trying to do for about 2 years or more now. And I've been capturing all of this footage from Waltham Forest where I want to show you the transformation that's gone on. But it's really just too big a story to tell. It's defeated me up until now because I've been trying to just produce one perfect video to show it. And I've realised that what I really need to do is break it down, show you bit by bit things like this Lea Bridge Road junction, and I'll come back and show you other bits. So yeah, I'm really excited to show you more of the things that have been happening in Waltham Forest, not just because of the fantastic things that they have achieved on the ground, but also to show off how big a transformation this really is and how political will has been built to do this. So the practical lessons you can learn, apply it to your own borough, however bad you think things currently are where you live for active travel, and however much you may think it's a lost cause with your authorities. One of the many reasons I think Waltham Forest is such an important example is that when I was first getting interested in this topic 10 years ago, is that one of my first ways into it was through the blog Crap Cycling and Walking in Waltham Forest, a fantastic and very sadly missed blog that really documented how bad this borough was for walking and cycling. And really, it was, I don't think, any worse than any typical London borough. It was showing off the normal crap cycling conditions, crap walking conditions that you can still find all over London and all over the country. But it really heightens the symbolism of Waltham Forest for me, that this borough that 10 years ago I only knew via this blog that was mocking everything that was wrong with it, is now the shining example of what we really need to do to get things right. So that's it for today from Lea Bridge Road, although keep watching to the end if you want to see more of what this road looks like, the transformation that's happened. And yeah, hit subscribe if you would like to see more from Waltham Forest. Thanks for watching.